Okay, so here is the text and type tutorial. It's going to be a very short one, and there's going to be one objective for this assignment, and that is that you fill your text with an image, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So the exact same thing that you see me doing, you need to do. However, you can type in any word that you'd like using any bold typeface that you like with any image that you like. But I'm just going to show you how to fill in the word typography with an image from Hawaii. So I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a moment. So first of all, when you go to your text tool, which is the T tool, and you click on the drop-down box, you have a lot of different options for how to use the tool. I'm going to teach you one simple option. We're going to use the type tool today. And then I'm going to show you how you can go to Adobe TV and you can get a good tutorial on typing on a path if you'd like to do that for your logo, or how to use the Touch Type tool, which is a new feature in Adobe Creative Cloud. So let's get started. Let's go up to File, New. Make sure this file orientation is landscape. So be sure that the landscape portion of this is depressed and not the portrait style, so landscape. And so your width should be 11 and your height should be 8.5 by 8.5 inches, okay? And we're going to title this Graphic Text. And that's the document that you're going to put in Google Drive in your Adobe Tools folder. And then you're going to go to your text tool and you're going to go to find a character style that you like. They call it character style, but it's, it could be font, typography. There's many different words to call it. And so let's go ahead and go up to, and so this might be different for you, depending on what version you have on the Computer Lab computers. When you click on the type tool, you might change your options palette, and you might get the option to go directly to fonts and size. However, if you're not seeing the option to go to fonts, go to character. And that's your selection right here. So I'm going to go on down to, let's see what I like here. A nice bold. Something very nice and big and bold. Let's see. I'm going to pick Rockwell Extra Bold there. And then I already know that I want it to be really large, so I'm going to go 72 points. And regular is all we have in terms of an option right now. Sometimes if you click on this, they'll give you different options: condensed, bold, semi-condensed, and all of that. So we don't have that right now. So let's just click out of that. And then let's go here and we're going to draw. So I have my type tool selected so you can see that cursor right there. And I'm going to draw a text box. And I'm going to type the word. Let's come back here. Let's fit the window. I am going to type the word typography. Now, there's a few different things I want to show you besides putting the image in this word. Obviously, I could make this much larger. I can make this larger by going here and typing in the size I want to type in. So if I want to type in 80, I could type in 80. I can select this, and I could go back here, type in 80, and it'll enlarge it to 80. Okay, so now it's bigger. So you can get as big as you can get on the page. And then the other thing I want to show you is you can visually kern, and the word kern is spelled K-E-A-R-N. You can kern your type. It's actually K-E-R-N, kerning. Okay, so we can kern our type by putting our cursor, our text tool cursor right here, and hitting the Alt key on our keyboard and then the directional arrow keys. And we can go ahead and visually kern our letters and change by using either the right or the left arrow, the spacing in between our letters. And sometimes when we increase the size of the letters, the spacing in between is just not right. And as you get sharper as a designer and looking at things, you'll be able to just look at something and say, oh, I need to fix the kerning on that. and you can go ahead and do that. And if you create your own typeface, you'll have to know how to kern each of the letters so that they look good when they put them together. So I now have the word typography here, and what I want to do is I want to have no fill. So I just want to have, go to my, so I'm just going to go ahead and make sure my type is selected, and it's showing me that I want a black stroke with no fill. Okay. I don't want that either. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so I want a little bit of a thicker stroke. So I'm going to go to a 2-point stroke. So here I have my word typography, which I kerned a little bit by eye. I can still go in there. I would like to kern a little bit the R and the G a little bit, more space in between there. So I could play around with the kerning for a while, but I'm not going to do that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my file, and I'm going to go open. And I'm going to find an image that I saved of Hawaii, and I'm going to bring that image in. Actually, I have to place it, so sorry about that. I'm going to go File Place, because we want to place it. And we want to place the Hawaii on there. And click on Place. And then we're just going to go ahead and place that image anywhere here, and we're going to get out of our text tool, go to our selection tool, and select the image. And then we're going to hold down our Shift key, and we're going to drag out the image so it's covering all of the text. Okay, and so that image it's definitely a little pixelated because I opened it up really big, and ideally what we would do is resize this image in Photoshop. So if any of you want to go ahead and fill text in with an image, I'll be more than happy to show you how to resize it in Photoshop and then import it back into Illustrator. But for purposes of this tutorial, I just want to show you the basics of just filling text with an image. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Object, and I'm going to go Arrange, and I'm going to Send to Back. And so you should be able to see your typography, your word typography over your image. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make sure my black arrow tool is selected, my selection tool. And I'm going to select both the typography and the image. And I'm going to go up to Object, Clipping Mask, Make. And then I get to fill my text with that image. And so the bigger the text, the more of the image you can see. Or maybe what you really just want is some of the color that you've used in the layout and design to show up in your typography as well. And so maybe you don't really have to see the image, but you could get to see that nice gradation of color happening here. And that might look nice, say if you were doing a travel brochure and your travel was to Hawaii, and maybe you'd have some of that in your text as well. As you can see, it's pretty pixelated right there, so you definitely want to get a better image. Okay, let's go ahead, save that image to your Google Drive, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to Adobe TV. Okay, so here we are in Adobe TV. And we're not there yet, but we're going to be there in a minute. And in Adobe TV, you can go ahead and type in different searches. For example, type on a path in Illustrator. Let's just go type on a path. There we go. Okay, so putting type on a path in Adobe Illustrator. So learn Illustrator CC. So that's something that will teach you. It's a good tutorial. I've watched it. And you can go ahead and access that tutorial. Put type on a path, you see. And then you should be able to access it without an account. they always want you to buy stuff. So they always try to trick you into buying their stuff.
Another great type tool allows you to create text on a path. If you want to follow along, open Path Text Start AI, which you can find in the typography folder. Here I have a piece of circular artwork. What I'm going to do first of all is select the ellipse tool, which you can select by...
Okay, so you see they'll give you the whole entire tutorial for free, and so they can show you how to type on a circle, and then just use the skills you learn, and you can learn how to type on any shape that you create. You could take your pen tool and draw a line. It could be a curvy line, it could be a line going, up and down like a lightning bolt, and it's the same procedure, typing on a pathway. They're going to show you how to type on this circular pathway, but you could also use the same exact skills to type on any other type of pathway. And by the way, all of these were created in Adobe Illustrator, and then they put this whole thing together. You can put your ads together in Illustrator, but InDesign is really the program to do that. So if you're interested in learning how to type on a path, go to Adobe TV, and you can go ahead and look at that. And you can also learn how to use the touch type tool. Let's see if they have anything on that. So Adobe Illustrator CC touch type tool, and you can kind of look at that a little bit and see what you can do with the touch type tool, and that kind of thing. All right, that's it for the tutorial.